Hello there and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most mind-bending, thought-provoking films of the last decade, Interstellar. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of this sci-fi epic, let me just say that if you haven't seen this movie yet, you are in for a wild ride. And if you have seen it, well, buckle up because we're going to dive deep into this one. First things first, let's talk about the plot. Interstellar follows the story of Cooper, a former pilot and engineer who now works as a farmer on a dying Earth. As the planet's resources dwindle and the population dwindles, a mysterious force leads Cooper and a team of scientists and astronauts to explore a wormhole in search of a new home for humanity. Now, if that sounds like a pretty straightforward plot to you, let me assure you that it is anything but. Interstellar is a movie that requires your full attention, and even then, you might need to watch it multiple times to fully wrap your head around it. But that's part of what makes it so great. This isn't a movie that spoon-feeds you answers. It's one that challenges you to think and question and explore. Of course, that doesn't mean it's not without its flaws. There are some parts of Interstellar that are a little out there. For example, there's a sequence where Cooper and his crew land on a planet that's entirely made up of water. Which, okay, sure, maybe that's possible. But then they discover that the water is actually a giant wave, and suddenly things start to feel a little unlikely. I mean, I'm no astrophysicist, but I'm pretty sure waves don't work like that. But here's the thing, as weird as that scene might be, it's also incredibly thrilling. Interstellar is a movie that's unapologetically ambitious, and while it might not always stick the landing, it's never boring. And that's largely thanks to the incredible direction of Christopher Nolan. This man knows how to craft a movie that's both visually stunning and emotionally resonant. Interstellar is no exception. From the sweeping shots of space to the intimate moments between characters, every frame of this film is a work of art. Of course, a movie like this wouldn't work without a talented cast to bring it to life. And let me tell you, Interstellar has one hell of a cast. In addition to McConaughey, we've got Anne Hathaway, Jessica Chastain, Michael Caine, and more. And they all knock it out of the park. There are moments in this movie that will break your heart. And they wouldn't land half as well without the skill of these actors. But you know what else Interstellar has? It has a robot named Tars who can turn into a little box. And I'm not gonna lie, Tars might just be my favorite part of this whole movie. He's sassy, he's snarky, and he's got more personality than most human characters. Plus, the way he moves is just so cool. I'm pretty sure I spent half the movie just watching Tars roll around. Alright, let's get back on track here. Interstellar is a movie that's about a lot of things: love, time, sacrifice, the power of the human spirit. It's a movie that makes you think about our place in the universe and what it means to be alive. And yeah, it's a movie that can be a little confusing at times, but that's part of what makes it so rewarding. This is a movie that rewards patience and engagement. The more you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. One thing I do want to touch on before we wrap up this review is the music. Hans Zimmer's score for Interstellar is nothing short of breathtaking. It's a perfect complement to the film's visuals and themes, and it's one of those soundtracks that you can listen to on its own and still feel the emotional weight of the story. There's a reason why Zimmer's music has become so iconic in the world of film, and Interstellar is a prime example of that. Alright, let's wrap this up. Interstellar is a movie that's not for everyone. It's long, it's complex, and it requires your full attention. But for those who are willing to invest in it, it's an experience that's truly unforgettable. It's a movie that makes you think, that challenges your perceptions of the world around you, and that reminds you of the power of the human spirit. And hey, it's got a cool robot in it too. So if you haven't seen Interstellar yet, what are you waiting for? Get on it, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.